Great, so we've got an action-packed evening of poetry for you tonight. Welcome to Poetry at inndeep. I didn't have time to write a poem today because I slept in. I didn't have time to write a poem today because I was working. I didn't have time to write a poem today because I bought this new soap and I was having an extra long shower. I didn't have time to write a poem today because I smell great. I didn't have time to write a poem today because I was waiting an hour for inspiration, but it didn't come, and then after that I waited another 3 hours for inspiration and it still didn't come. I didn't write a poem today because I was drunk yesterday. I didn't write a poem today because I was hungover this morning. I didn't write a poem today because I was drunk now and I shouldn't be operating heavy machinery. Okay. Didn't write a poem today because I went for a run. Didn't write a poem today because I had this really good idea for a poem and I tried to write it but it didn't work out, and that put me in a really bad mood because I've been saving this idea for ages. It was about a cow that has anxiety, and all the other cows are just being cows, but Daisy the cow is terrified that someone's going to push her over because Milkshake's just disappeared last week, and all the other cows, but I couldn't think of any other good names for all the other cows, and then I think I peaked too early with Milkshake. Milkshake is the best name for a cow ever. But anyway, the cows keep disappearing. In fact, it doesn't matter because I didn't write the poem. I didn't write a poem today because I had to put a wash on. I didn't write a poem today because I was going to do the dishes. I didn't write a poem today because I have to clean the bathroom. But I didn't clean the bathroom, and I didn't do the dishes, and I didn't put a wash on, and I don't smell that nice, and I do have the time. And Buttercup is a great name for a cow. In fact, you could call a cow whatever you wanted. Brian, Susan, Peter, Sean, Michelle, all great names for cows right there. I didn't write a poem today because I was worried that what I was going to write would not be good enough. And that's not a good way to go about writing a poem. That's not a good way to go about anything. Maybe I will write a poem today, or maybe I won't. Cheers, thanks for this one's about a plant called basil. She came round to cook and bought a basil plant. It was only £1, didn't really matter if it died, it would do for now. The plant sat on the windowsill and I watered it. We went out again, cinema, dancing. Each morning before work I watered the plant, talked to it a little, told it all my hopes and dreams, sang to it a little, tra-la-la-la-la, la-la-la-la. And the plant grew and grew, and before we knew it, it was the middle of summer. It stretched upward, puffing out its chest, opening its jaws wide for more in the blistering heat, grateful to the mighty sun for allowing it life. And I continued to water it and talk and sing, and the plant drank it all in greedily. But as the year flattened out, winter approached, I could tell that the plant was worried, sheepish. The days grew shorter and the sun vanished. The only thing it would be there for a quick few seconds before running above a cloud or behind a tree. And then she left. Fuck the plant. I never really watered it in the first place. I walked past it each morning and it begged with me with its eyes, silently playing for a drop. Please, God, give me water. Just one drop of water. And with its parched tongue and browning leaves, I ignored it and the winter rolled on. But basil did not die. Maybe it was with the greed it had hoarded life in the summer. Maybe it was just too stubborn. But each morning it would rise, optimistically, hoping for sun. And I started pouring beer in after dinner, willing it to die, with shots of tequila and salt, pushing it from the window ledge, kicking it around the floor, cursing and spitting. You have no right to live this long, Basil. You are a supermarket plant, Basil. You don't deserve to be happy, Basil. But it said nothing, keeping its eyes fixed on the window, the last of its leaves shivering on its bare frame, and I could sense, as it could, that the days were growing longer. It could see an end in sight. So I redoubled my efforts, watered it with bleach. I focused every day when the sun would return, ignored my taunts and insults, stubbing out cigarettes in its hardened, thirsty soil, and then finally the sun returned, the first rays of life giving it light, and it landed on Basil's face as its last grey leaf fell with effort and pain, and the last drops of life trickled right out. And I drank a big, cold, wet, tall glass of water, felt the heat on my face, and laughed. Cheers, thanks very much.
My name's Eve. Now, I'll have to explain a few things. I'm back after a short break, and I've had an absolutely wonderful summer. Has everybody else? Yeah. And do you know what? Just to really buoy up the mood, I went to see this really bright, sunny film called Midsummer. Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Do you know what? There wasn't a single shot of that film at night. It is like the ultimate feel-good movie. I took my 9-year-old nephew, and the thing is, I know it's a 12 or something, but the cashier at the cinema, she's like the cool mum when you were young that would buy beers for you on the side when you were underage. So yeah, that was brilliant. But my nephew Rufus didn't like it so much. He said it was very, very derivative of the 1960s French New Wave, and that he was riding roughshod over the work of Alan Resnais and Harold Pinter. So, but you know what kids are like, they never know. Anyway, I've had a funny week. I was on Byers Road and just walking around, poking around the charity shops, as you do, and I was asked this question by a woman in the street, and I don't know if you've ever had this, because I get this quite a lot, and I never know what to respond, or how to respond to this question, which was, haven't I seen you before somewhere? And you're like, well, I don't know. I usually just answer, no, it's impossible because I just emerged from the womb 1 second ago. Is this Earth? It looks beautiful. Anyway, it's better than the other one I get often, which is, are you a man or a woman? And I'm like, mate, this isn't a fucking game of guess who. Why don't we just get our trousers down and exchange notes? I don't know. Anyway, so, sorry, I don't mean to be cynical. I've had a brilliant time this week with my therapist. We always do come back to the old issue of the incident in Belfast with the starting pistol, which really wasn't my fault. But anyway, he said to me, Eve, do you know the problem with you is you just don't know when to say no? And I'm like, you're absolutely right. No, Dave, I won't help you with your flat move. No, Iona, I don't have to meet you at the station. No, I don't have to go to that silly police interview. You know, this is find someone else to do it. Anyway, I hear in the news that Donald Trump's up to his old tricks again. Donald Trump doesn't like people like me. That's okay, because I'm not a massive fan of Donald Trump. The funny thing is, you know, there's this kind of media debate, is Donald Trump a racist? And you're like, I mean, he told people of colour to go home and go back where you came from. And I'm like, you know, is Donald Trump racist? This isn't like the internet debate about whether the dress is black or blue or white or gold. You know what I mean? It's like, I think for a randomized controlled trial, right, the people who are sitting on the fence as to whether Donald Trump is a racist, what they should do, right, is show them a picture of an elephant and say, is this an elephant? And if they say, well, it's a bit trunky, isn't it? Or it's got the flappy ear thing going on, but oh, I don't want to commit to that. Anyway, sorry, I'll get on to my poems now. I've only got two, they're very short. So I've called this one Blade Scunner. Alright. This one's called Blade Scunner, and it's about, you know when you go into a hairdresser's and it's all a lot posher than you really expect, and you feel like a bit of a scrote and you don't want to be there. Okay, first comes the baptism of shampoo. Too hot for you, she coos. Oh no, you say, although it isn't true. Back to the cutting room where you assume the black cloak of doom. Once in the chair, the seat drops down an inch. You flinch. It's a hint of your downward slide to hell and despair. You look up and stare, and it's there. Your face in the shite light, the worst glare. And you see your naked, empty soul laid bare. Hollow eyes under slick-backed hair. And of course the hairdresser's fucking beautiful. She says, "Is it your day off?" As if to scoff that you haven't had an adult job in years. Then asks, "So, how much would you like off?" You look at your lank, dank reflection with growing dread and say, "I don't know, how about my whole head?" Thank you. Now my next and last one is about the washing machine. No, it's really important. Shut up. All right. I know we've got climate change and Brexit and all that shit, but this is about washing machines, so please, right? I like my washing machine. Well, some days I love my washing machine. Sorry. Oh, that was my internal monologue again. No. Shut up, Eve. Right. No, the reason I was thinking about this is because apparently, you know, it's the anniversary of the moon landings. Well, apparently in the modern washing machine, there is more computing power than there was in NASA when they actually landed the men on the moon. That's fascinating, isn't it? And I do find, sorry, I am digressing a bit here, but I do find it funny the conspiracy theorists saying that, the moon landing was faked. Of course it wasn't. If you were going to fake the moon landing, right, what you do is have like massive aliens coming over, like with robotic claws, and like Neil Armstrong would like blast them and say, "See you, motherfucker," and you know, do all that. Anyway, sorry. So to get back to washing machines. So this is there's a little thing that a washing machine does. This is just my last one, and I think you all know what it does, and you probably might be with me on this one, but what I decided to do, because I'm an absolute genius, is I decided to take the point of view of the washing machine, right? I am an edgelord. Right, okay. And this poem is called I Am a Washing Machine. I am a washing machine. You wouldn't believe the shit I have to put up with. And while we're at it, here's a tip. Knickers should be changed every day, not when they've developed interesting patterns. Your gym kit reeks, and I don't know why, you skiver, and I bet you're glad they came up with a plastic fiver, cretin. I'm going to piss you off with a trick to get on your wick. So here's what I'll do when my cycle is through. I'll just click, and though I've stopped, I'll stay locked for a pointless 5 minutes. You know I have a glass window, so I can show you the clean clothes, but you have no way to access them. There's no switch. Wait it out and spit on it, you filthy clothes bitch. Thank you.
A malevolent spider once walked into my ear, trying to be the man, whispering fast remarks. His heart was black, and I was but a small part of his plan. His spurious afflictions shuffle addiction with remorse, but with his trembling hand, he tickled my soul with 1,000 apologies as I lay shallow in burning sands. Oh, how cruel the world can be, the grey inspector reflected in leisure, restrained as he was by these merest of pleasures. An empty mirror reflecting only itself, frozen in vampiric agendas. I must leave these pastoral parasites, but the bleeding hands of their defenders have cut all my slack, leaving me cast among the lame, my old bones crack in his broken frame. Another gone dead train, and somewhat against the grain, I let his insidious sclerotics lacerate my brain, spilling my content down his bright, shiny drain, leaving a stain on his grasping heart that folds itself into stark flesh and matter that can't retract, dated and stamped. My rusty motors clamped in his gilded cage, where a tiny world was an empty stage, a blank page, trying to push it forward while letting it all fall back under compulsive, disordered attacks by fantasies stacked into discrete portions of lack. And listen, why don't you just fuck off back to your cul-de-sac? But before I could evict him, I was left without a care, and the result of his departing gift to me, this 1,000-yard stare.
So I recently quit my job because it was in an office. So here's a real conversation I had with my dad about a rat. I'm in the car with my dad, and he's just off the phone. See all the people in the cars, Laura? They're the rats racing home. They race to and from the city and scuttle around the streets. They have to move fast though. There's important targets to meet. But I don't understand, Dad. Why would you want to be a rat, spending your life in a cage? There must be more to life than that. It's just what you do, love. It's called growing up. You'll understand when you're older, kid, once your whiskers start to show up. But I don't want whiskers and a long ugly tail. Are there any other choices, Dad? Perhaps I could be a snail. I know they're not very fast, but maybe that doesn't matter. There would be one plus though, no mindless office chatter. Anyway, Dad, what is the grand prize in the big fat rat race? No one knows, he replies, because there is no first place. With grey wrinkled faces and tired beady eyes, it's no wonder they're so sad then. They've been fed a pack of lies. Thank you.
Sentimental poem. Are we okay with that? Are we good? Alright. I want to sleep with you. By which I mean, I want to be unconscious beside you. I want my hand to rest on your chest, your head and heart under nakedness, me falling into bed with you, and then I want to do nothing. I want to be beside your being. I want us to breathe in the opposite way, ankles crossed like pretzels, a knot of bone, not raw, but close. I want warmth from an immediate distance. I want to feel a sensation and be calm about it. I want the prayer, hold me, answered at least once, you know. I want the break between love-making to last, if not forever, to be worthwhile. I want to call tonight a wedding vow, think one night stand in collapse, a fall to arms of peace. I want to go limp at the place between thought and action. I want you to quell my biology. I want to stop any thought as dark as tonight. Shh, will do. That's a word I can take. I want something other than the body. I want a multiple of my infinite weight in the final place. Our universe could be a duvet. Pull the sheet over my head and call me the most beautiful ghost you have never seen. I want you to make this soft.
Next up we have Katie, everybody!
This one's called A Dirty Craving. I had my first craving today. I wanted to do a line. I craved that feeling just above 9, but not quite 10 because reality will always hit. Maybe I just wanted to do some keys bit by bit. Because when you take that sniff and you feel that buzz, actually it's really quite difficult to explain what it does, but today I craved that feeling of being alive again, quite like the feeling of a deep meditation, maybe like being quite zen. But the craving shook off and reality came back, and this time it didn't feel so dark, it didn't feel so black, because you see, I don't want to sniff and gurn and live and learn. I just want to be happy here, I just want to earn happiness and live free and wander around the place just being me, and I don't want to sniff to success or inhale excitement. I just want to feel the sun on my skin and the goodness in people and the joy and laughter, and I actually think that's what all of us are after. That joy in your heart, the stomach, and the love in your heart, to live a generous life, to be smart, to wake up every day with smiles across our faces, to look back to all the beautiful places we've been in our lives and seen with our eyes, and not wake up on a random fucking Tuesday while we're craving a line.
Fantastic, excellent. So next up we have the wonderful Tracy!
Just for arriving, that's great. A lot of my stuff's quite dark, but I thought I'd do something summery and sensual. This is called Fruiting. You will forever be that ripe, pink sweetness, remembering how the stalks grew taller than myself, how I'd search for the most tender fruits, the plumpest, softest raspberries, plucking them from the stem and holding each one thimble-shaped, enough for a bead of rain in my palm. You'd always give me a dish to put them in, bring them upstairs and wash them under the tap. But there was nothing so good as putting them straight into your mouth. Nothing so delicious as letting the sweet globes burst on the tongue. It could almost be perfect. Raspberries were summer. It seemed they'd last forever, though you taught me to always open them carefully and check for the chamber that contains the hidden worm. And
Next up we have Paul, everybody. Give up for Paul.
This is a poem of a poet, Osip Mandelstam, and he died basically for the freedoms that we have today. So I shall read the poem to you. Like the last vision of the world whispered through Stalin's telephone, every word you speak hinges on a primeval sweep, a lifeline of forged clockwork apprenticeship. Your meaning echoes through a permafrost of souls, left there, dying, cold to the touch. No one knew that you were there. You were anonymous. Poetry from the soul is all that you accounted yourself for. Russian, alien, yet European at the same time. A vast permafrost encompasses your soul. A voice majored in fifths and a sunlight to end all sunlights.
This is a poem about a hypothetical breakup. It's called After. When you and I are strangers, which moments will we both forget? Will we both still be struggling to pay off our student debt? Or will the syllables of my name now be a game of love roulette? Will my lips exist in dreams that wake you in a cold sweat? Will your chest ache and teeth clench with bitterness or regret? Will you taste the sudden stench of every stubbed out cigarette? Or will you simply press hold until it all resets? When the walls come closing in, I won't remember nor forget, nor will I fight the ghost of smiles, but simply suddenly just accept that what we were, we now are not. It's probably time that we both slept. Thank you.
You're allowed to disagree. Brexit, hex it, text it, shout it from the rooftops. You are wrong. You are a betrayer of the will of the people. You are a little Englander who cannot work in partnership. Indirect to what you're going to do. Have it now, have it never, have it when you can say things have changed. We've got to choose which union. If I were. Slam ya bam, what a sham, shouting and swearing and nobody caring about soaring, aspiring beauty, or the raw primitive scream finding its own transforming voice. Love the sinner, hate the sin, and not just the ones you disdain, from which you refrain, in which you'd never get caught in word, deed or thought. What about what you've got lurking? Conscience working? Either it's a good idea, or it's not. Someone is wrong. Either it's God's will, or it's not. Someone is wrong. Either the climate is changing, or it's not. Someone is wrong. Either the world is flat, or it's not. Someone is wrong. And no one's right about everything. So stay cool. Keep the rule. Treat others as you would be treated, even if they are wrong. Because sometimes, the truth lies between the extremes. And again, sometimes, the only difference is which side of the coin you're watching. Have your say, but be prepared to defend it. No one is your captive audience. And remember, if you can't defend yourself, mere disagreement is not discussion. You can't always agree to disagree. But don't be scared of being tainted by evil acquainted. You're allowed to disagree, even if it's you that's wrong.
They say love is blind, and they're right. The first boyfriend I had asked way too much if I was okay, a bit too obsessed with anime, a bit too obsessed with me. Turned around and there you are, laughing about getting hit by cars. Uncomfortable stares and weird glares, but he's actually really sweet, I swear. He has hobbies like any normal guy, video games, anime, arcades, stabbing cats in the eye. I'm totally kidding, of course, at least he said he was. They say love is blind, and I guess he could have been cuter, but at least he exceeded the expectations of him being sculpture.
Little Josephine, everybody!
Thanks so much. Oh, I feel a bit
bit nervous. Maybe it's the sun that's got to me. This first poem is called The Girls, and I wrote it after my friend broke up with her absolute bastard of a boyfriend. And she was like, we've been drinking all weekend and defrosting my fridge at like 2 o'clock in the morning on a Monday morning. We've been drinking all weekend. She was like, I have nothing left, I have nothing left. And I was like, call The Girls, it's alright. So this is called The Girls. I've got the girls, forever they've been with me, staggering down streets, laughing, dancing on tables, girls with their tails that we keep for takeaway meals, girls hold your hand and make you tea, come to bed with me girl. Sea separates us sometimes, but somehow we come home to melt into each other, always the girls. The Mac counter warriors, belt of lipstick weapons, contouring is witchcraft, fuck him, fuck that, we're taking our bodies back. Bring the girls out of the dark and into highlighter history, the girls. Just try and call us hysterical girls, fire in our cheeks, girls, keys between our knuckles, girls, betrayed again, girls, when we're alone. You underestimate us, but together we take up the pavement, cemented, and you feel threatened. Our love stories are the greatest never told. We are the bold and the too much girls. We laugh just as loud as our mothers, feel the moon in our waters. We don't chew when we eat, take no breath when we speak. Don't interrupt us, girls. We're angry girls, silence girls, and we're coming for you, girls. So the next poem I don't actually do that often anymore, but I felt after watching the news today that I needed to do it because I'm fucking raging. I think we all kind of knew it was going to happen, right? But there's something about watching it that just makes me feel kind of bleak. And I think, wouldn't it be nice just for 5 minutes just to be able to turn off the TV? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice just for 5 minutes to like put your feet up and just watch Friends all day? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to just make loads and loads of money and spend it on whatever you like? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to feel really powerful, you know? Wouldn't it be nice to be a big boy? You know who I'm talking about. A big boy. Big boy. A big boy in a silver suit, slurping after the girls after work. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to spread your legs on public transport and interrupt whoever you please? Wouldn't it be nice to slap your secretary's arse as she walks by? I want to be a big boy, I want to be a big boy. I want to have a big boy bank balance and a big boy button and a big boy house and a big boy car coming up your arse on the motorway like a BMW butt plug. I want to be a big boy. There's no point in trying or helping. We're too busy flirting with the enemy. Layla, don't be a hypocrite. You just woke up in bed with another fucking Tory. After all, you want to be like them, be like them, be them, wear clothes like them, fuck them, spend their money and their time. Wolf of Wall Street was quite a movie. I wouldn't mind having that kind of money. They are giddy with Peroni and power, the skyscraper believers, the overachievers, living in Armani suits, London economy on the commute, the Tory government thankers, the Pret-a-Manger wankers. The rich are getting fatter in their glass towers, eating the meat of the service users while the poor living in building blocks burn in their beds. But it wasn't me. I'm not to blame. I'm not holding the lighter. I didn't light the flame. Their square offices don't fit our circles. They don't want what we're selling, but we want what they've got because shopping is a nice distraction. Nothing beats new trainer satisfaction. Every single side to every single war since Napoleon has been funded by the central bank, the Rothschilds, but the car is not in fashion and the kitchen's needing painted and tiled. Didn't realise there were so many shades of white. This one called Colonial Ivory will do just fine. Didn't realise there were so many shades of asshole. They're keeping their coke habits on the down low, dazzling us with their dicks. They're slick and shit and slick and shit and slick and shit. They're knee deep in bodies and getting away with it. You know, they're distracting us with terrorism, keeping us addicted to sugar, consumerism. Katie Hopkins is just there to keep us tuned in. They think we're too small and inconvenient, not enough to make a difference. They think that we are nothing but a grain of wheat that the rich will tear through, galloping grotesquely. They repeat, no one ever did nothing for me. And the cows vote for steak and the slugs for salt. It's the rich convincing the poor, it's the poor man's fault. The cows vote for steak and the slugs for salt. It's the rich convincing the poor, it's the poor man's fault. It's called The Good Stuff. The smell of garlic, grass, petrol, pals, poems that make you weep, tits. You filling your arms with me. The way town looks at Christmas, the moon and how it always comes back. Expensive pens, red swimsuits diving in, hair finally long enough to tie in a pony, plaits, armpits, elbows, pubic hair, collarbones and belly buttons. All in and all out, all bodies of water, all bodies of sky, the sound of cereal hitting the bowl, freckles, constellations, scalding hot water bottles. The smell of the rubber reminds me of my mother, someone to take your temperature, sweat in summer, dew, snow, fruit pastel, ice lollies, things that fizz, child's pose, happy baby, learning how to say no, finding your glasses, your keys, your phone, your vibrator, pictures of you when you were a child, the mosh pit, the war ending, people saying sorry and meaning it, singing together, how easily forgiveness comes, patterned wallpaper, flamingos, penguins, whales, kissing strangers on dance floors, the cha-cha slide, your friend's bed, laughing with their loves, bookshops, libraries, printers that are working, postcards, handwritten letters, hotel rooms and the orgasm on the freshly made bed, blackheads, cliffs, the edge, the chain, Fleetwood Mac, islands, horizons, eating fish and chips, skin, your period finally coming, waking up from deep long sleeps, blood coming out of the sheets, satisfying sentences, the tongue of your hometown windows. Oh, I am so grateful for windows and family and grandmothers and finishing books, a film that sticks on you like a stamp, finding a painting that is more like a mirror, backpacks, bikes, wheels, circles, bats, birds, weddings, stretching, reality TV, the tops of mountains, contact lenses, the right shoes, all dogs, oranges, and easy bowel movements.
Another week. Thank you very much for coming down. We'll be back here next Tuesday. Can we have one big round of applause for all everybody that was back? Right. See you all next week. Cheers.